Hey there team, and welcome back to Helms Deep. I know we've been here a lot recently, but it's just the way that these last few videos before I go away are going to be going. Oh gosh, hopefully he pulls these people down. You can see the mini-map, there's some bad guys up here. But anyway, this is a really cool one. This is a very lore-friendly Helms Deep, which is quite a common thing to see, but there is a bit more to it than just the army choices today. This is another one sent in by Beast Mode On, who's teamed up with the Vengeful one today. So it is a Lothlorien teaming up with Rohan type of battle, but Lothlorien has chosen to take a very elite Elven force, whereas Rohan is a much more militia heavy, you know, the boys have just been grabbed all together from these refugees just to try and piece together an attacking army. Well, to a defending army, sorry. Then the attacking armies split up into three Isengard forces, of course. One of them is a horde force of low quality units. I'm not too sure what's in them yet, we'll have to see. The second one is a much more mid-line, mid-tier force through and through, and then the last is a very elite army of Isengard, really the commanders per se. So I'm excited to see what they have sorted out for us. Right now though, it'll be a bit jumbled, but we can go through the defenders. So we've got the Eastmark Axemen, a unit that you wouldn't really see too often, I'd say, unless you were going for this more militia approach. And he's got a no, I don't think he's even got an armor upgrade for them. You usually get like the kind of leather pauldrons if that's the case. The Kindred though, taken by Beast Mode, and more Eastmark Axemen. Down in here in the blob, we've got the Swordmasters, Lornan Axemen, some more Swordmasters, more of these Eastmark Axemen. And that does kind of continue through the Eastmark Spears and more Lornan Warriors. Anything crazy we're seeing pop up there? No. Riddermark Axemen, of course. Eastmark Spears, more of them. Up on the top, some Shield Maidens of Rohan, of course, very necessary, I'd say, for their morale buff, and also, but primarily for those very high damage axes, some Kirin Amroth Rangers. As Tolkien speak, Kirin. Oh, nice, we can see, unfortunately, it seems the defenders have been the ones to suffer entirely from this. Oh, some of the Eastmark Axemen, but mostly it seems to be these Riddermark Axemen that have fallen, and some Lornan Warriors, even some Lornan Archers there too. Let's try and rattle through anything else that we didn't spot. Westmark Marshals, of course. Kindred. And the Helms Hammers. Nice. So we do have a few elite units, but all in all, Rohan is very deep into the Riddermark and Eastmark. We're not seeing many Westmark forces dotted around. So, the first of the attackers is Temple. And we'll just try to guess which of the types of armies he is as we look through. He's got his Uruk-hai Berserkers, Uruk-hai Infantry, Uruk-hai Infantry, more Uruk-hai Infantry. He seems to be the mid-line, I'd say. Naz-hai, more Uruk-hai Infantry, more and more. The pikes there, and more pikes. Yeah, so I'm guessing that he is either the mid-line, or he could be the higher quality force. What is the next attacker? Over here, by mid-tier. So he's got his Uruk-hai Archers, two of them. Then the Uruk-hai Reaver battle line. More Uruk-hai Reavers and the Fire of Orthanc. Okay, cool. Then the Uruk-hai Raiders in the back. And more Uruk-hai Berserkers to see. And the fact that he's got his General in amongst the Uruk-hai Berserkers makes me think he is the lower tier of forces. Then over here, we have a very small force with the Isengard Ballista. Some Skirmishers there. Dunlending Clansmen, Dunlending Veterans, Uruk-hai Infantry, Pikes, the Trolls, and Berserkers, and the Guards of Orthanc. So this is more... Okay, that's cool. So this seems to be kind of like a bit high tier, but mixed in with a lot of the Dunlending forces and also the Trolls. So the kind of unusual, the Ballista and so on. So cool. I overall I would definitely say like mid tier, and I guess this force here is the lower tier. But no, I'm really quite excited to see how that goes. So we'll go up to 2 times speed, and then just for anybody that has skipped over the the introduction, I will run off very quickly again what is going to be happening, like what the theme is for this one. But yeah, of course, from this point on, I'll hopefully be putting this one out on Sunday if I get things timed properly. If I haven't though, sorry. So I have stopped accepting. I think that this will be the last one that I'm doing. So if you've sent me a battle and I've not done it on the channel, or I've not spoken to you personally about what I plan to do with it, I'm probably not going to be doing it. So that's just because of, but I should have explained to you why I'm not doing it. So I try not to leave people in the dark. So that's us. We'll go to 1x speed, have a quick glance over the defending forces there. So as we're doing this, I will explain once again. This is a rather lore-friendly battle between Rohan, Lothlorien, and the forces of Isengard. On the attack, we have 3 different types of Isengard force. One very high quality, one very middling quality or lower quality, and then one kind of a mixture there with the support equipment. And on defense, we have a very militia-focused Rohan and a very high-tier Lothlorien. And it does actually look like... Oh, that's quite cool. They've decided to do it that way with Rohan holding the keep and Lothlorien. Oh no, okay, it's a bit of a mixture. I think it's better to do it as a mixture. If you did try to go, oh, that's lovely. Can we just nestle ourselves up on top here? I don't know what this area is called on Helms. No. Let's nice. Just edge ourselves forward. Good. Now we're just sort of standing up here, watching it. Of course, I think up top here there's like a beacon that would normally be lit or something like that, but I don't think we've got that on this map. So another thing, the attackers are sticking with ladders today, which is going to make it difficult, I think. That's another little added issue. Now they've got the ballista, they've got the Fire of Orthanc, so hopefully they take their time and they blast open some holes in that wall, in the deeping wall, because if they rely solely on those ladders of theirs, this is going to be unpleasant for them. As I say, the only thing that could have made this battle better is changing the time of day it was played in, but that kind of makes it a lot more difficult to see what's going on. So I don't really blame them for doing that, both for them and for me and anybody else that is wanting to do this battle report. So it's a better thing to do it during... if you're wanting a nighttime battle, I would always suggest to people, try out an evening battle, because you still get a good bit of ambience, and you can still see your forces. Like, you can see how dark the Isengard battle line is there. It's near enough. It would be very, very difficult to see that at night. I mean, maybe in the green fields of Helms Deep, but my goodness me, a nighttime battle in Mordor fighting against Isengard would be horrendous. You just wouldn't see what's coming. So we have the ram getting moved up here by some Uruk-hai raiders. Very lightly armoured, without a great shield. Those Uruk-hai raiders will drop like flies to Riddermark archer fire. So we'll go to 1x speed. And as I say, I think it's going to be slow in the start, but I don't mind that too much, you know. The Riddermark archers, I don't think they've received an armor. I don't know if you can give the Riddermark archers an armor upgrade. No, I don't believe so. So they're just firing away. The Riddermark archers are certainly not incredible, but they ain't half bad. You know, they're not the Helmingus, but I think they've kind of refrained from taking too many of the Helmingus, just because, as I say, it's just not the theme that we're trying to go for here. I also like that he's not just doing, you know, he's got his elites near the front, so it kind of it makes me feel a bit better. I really just feel a bit uneasy sometimes when the forces of good are defending and they just have on the front line all of their civilians. I just don't like it. You know, it doesn't feel right to me. It's like you're a good guy and yet you're exposing the civilians to take the initial brunt of the attack. But yeah, so I like that he is mixing it up and everybody's sort of fighting side by side. Eastmark Axemen, as I say, this is a unit that I just never use. I like to play Rohan. I like to play Rohan a lot, and I don't play Rohan as a cavalry faction, so, you know, because I can't really handle more than 2 units of cavalry. But that's not really a secret. So I'm excited to see how the Eastmark Axemen do. I think up against the Uruk-hai infantry, the Eastmark Axemen are going to drop like flies. So they're going to need some support if they're going to stand their ground for very long. It is smart, though. Okay, we're going to need these boys moving. because that wall is going to come down. Ouch. Not tremendous casualties. 1, 2, 3. Dropped down to 108. So not great. And like one more shot there, and I think we're going to see a good few more of these men dropping. So the eventual one is getting these guys off the wall. All in all, not the end of the world. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. The ram itself is not being fought as it approaches. Although these Riddermark Axemen could still be lying in wait. The Riddermark Axemen coming flying forward. Of course, their AP, they want to crack in some good armor, but high damage, they will mess up these Uruk-hai Raiders all the same. So it's... oh. Yep, so the attackers have... Ooh, okay, that's dicey. Okay, no, well, they just can't shoot that anymore. That's fine. Okay. Whew. That's a bit scary. I guess it's kind of clever. Like, they kind of chased them off the wall, and now they're putting their ladders right there. But I don't know. These Uruk-hai infantry stepping on that rather unsettled ground can't be very fun. So those are just 2 ladders there, and there's not really any other ladders coming. There is, however, the Fire of Orthanc. And that Fire of Orthanc is going to have to be careful that it doesn't blow up some of these Uruk-hai infantry. That's some good shooting. Well, of course, it's always going to be accurate when you've got the Watchers of the Golden Wood. And, yeah, no, sorry. That's all Watcher fire. Yeah, just some of it's coming from down below. And they're dropping these guys, but they're not dropping them fast enough. And I think he is changing targets. He's realised that he's not going to be able to stop this unit as they push forward. And now they try to get it triggered. The Uruk-hai infantry climbing on up. Definitely, if that thing explodes, these Eastmark Axemen are toast. I don't know if they're going to be able to... no, they should be able to. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to blow that up. We'll see. What Temple needs to move these guys out of the way, though. They're definitely in the death zone. But I don't know. It's quite a chaotic little assault here. We're at 4 for 1, but that's really not too bad for an attack. As I thought, the Uruk-hai infantry are mopping through these Eastmark Axemen. Okay, so that is the far right side of the wall blasted open. We didn't come in through the... Oh, of course, this version of the map doesn't actually have a... what do you call it? The water escape, the sewage duct, or however we want to say it. The Fire of Orthanc can be picked up again, which he can use it again. This is a frightening thing when you don't lose an entire unit. You can use it because it's got the ammunition to still be used again. So they busted open a hole in that spot there, and they're going to be flooding it with mid-tiers Uruk-hai Raiders. I quite like that. The Uruk-hai infantry, the more trained, heavily armoured forces, are jumping up onto the walls, whereas then to just fill up the breach is the poor quality units. These Uruk-hai infantry, oh, okay, good. Get a bit of shield maiden fire, and that's the great thing about that is that's coming into their right side. So that decent shield of theirs is not coming into effect. And they might be heavily armoured, but those are very high damage axes. I'd be wanting those axes for the pikes, of course, but right now those Rohirrim need assistance on the walls, so you just got to help them any way you can. As we're flying on in, they've not actually decided to block up this passageway, and they're just relying on their skill to do the job for them. As the Lorinand Swordmasters go toe-to-toe with these Uruk-hai Raiders, that is a very clear distinction of skill. Okay, cool. The Riddermark Axes have actually come forward, and they're chasing off some of these Snaga skirmishers. And, yeah, no, definitely want to get them out. Sorry, I didn't say that. That's Czech Norris, who is commanding this more auxiliary force, I would describe them as. Uruk-hai Raiders, as I say, they're not bad. They're fodder, but they're really good fodder. They're quite expensive fodder, though, in all honesty. So they will wear down these Riddermark Axes. And what you might want to do here is while they're fighting there... that's actually quite a messy... They're so high up. Usually if the defender pushes out too far, pushes out to about here, you can put a unit like, say, the Snaga Skirmishers right there. But you kind of would want to do that with, say, a unit of archers. Yeah, the Riddermark Axemen are pulling back now, though. And that's kind of interesting. Like, you did that after the gate had fallen. I don't know. Oh well. Fair enough. The Uruk-hai infantry, another fresh unit, is coming on up. Now, where's that Fire of Orthanc? It's being held back for now, yeah. This is a swarm pushing on in now. Let's zoom on in to see what's going on. The Uruk-hai Raiders, mixed in with some of these Uruk-hai Reavers, are slicing into the forces of Lothlorien. But there's a few of these Isengard axemen that are just providing a bit more numbers and a bit of defense to the exceptional Elven Swordmasters. But coming around the flank there, this is really where you'd want to maybe come around a little bit more so that you're totally surrounding this and you can break it. And these are a bunch, I know they're just fodder, but oh god, that looks intimidating, doesn't it? When you look at the mini-map and you see how many units are still in reserve back there. But Shield Maidens there, Kindred. Oh, another smash. Has that killed anybody? Because that was quite close. Oh, good move! Oh wow, that's a lot of Lorenan Swordmasters just blasted there. Very good stuff there, Mid-tier. But that's him finished. That is that culverin, as it's called, but when nobody's holding it. But the Swordmasters are not going to let that get them down. What they might end up letting get them down, though, is now there's a new avenue. And the Uruk-hai Reavers are going to be using that. They're going to be climbing over the rubble to try and escape as we get a mass rout. And that's a mass rout. They're going to get away with quite a lot of their men. Nope. Beast Mode is coming forward to try and catch as many as he can. And, right, yeah, he caught a lot more than I thought. But still, they're going to return to the fight. And more Uruk-hai Raiders are coming forward now. A lot of dead men on the walls. Just fighting against these Uruk-hai infantry. Just those rapidly armed forces of Rohan. Well, rapidly armed men and boys of Rohan in some cases. Just trying to match them. But they've done a good bit of damage. It's one Lorenan warrior over here, just in the back lines. Oh god, gotta be careful you don't get a throwing axe in the back. He is actually, but all in all, they managed to break him. And I think, to be honest, this one guy was quite a big part of that. I suspect the throwing axes were a big part of it too, and of course the axemen at the front. But hey, where is your unit though, friend? You need to find your boys. I don't know where they are. Is it this unit over here maybe? But yeah, the Uruk-hai Raiders are coming forward now, as are the Trolls. And there's been maybe a bit too much of a countercharge here, as the forces of Rohan and Lothlorien have tried to punish the enemy as they retreat. And the Trolls of the White Hand are going to be a good match for this. We need some AP over here, because the Trolls of the White Hand are tough and well armoured. What we got to push on the main gate now, it is being left to the men of Dunland to try and settle their not so much ancient. It's old. It's a good 1,000 years old. No, definitely not 1,000. 100 or so, a few hundred. Year-old grudge as the Dunlending forces try to match the Helms hammers. So that's not something they can really deal with. Dunlending veterans, of course, wearing a bit of armor, nice bit of chainmail, big, like simple but sturdy helmet. Not going to stand up to a hammer from one of these Helms Hammer boys. It's they're going to drop real fast there. This looks pretty good actually. Let's go for something like that. Nice, very nice. You can see the Trolls moving back in the background. They came in, they did their job, and now they're bolting out now because they're getting a lot of firepower their way. The Uruk-hai pikes, now this is something that the defenders don't really have a great answer to unless they can shoot them down. They don't have an answer to those Uruk-hai pikes in melee. So if they are able to, but the issue, this is still in early stages. You know, maybe it's a little bit too early to use those pikes. We are seeing them dropping a lot of those Lorenan axemen, but the defenders still just have so much ammunition. A little bit of crisscrossing going on over here as the Shield Maidens, this is quite funny. Oh wait, no, they might be out of ammo, because what you often get, what I sometimes do, yeah, they kind of have done it again, when you realise, oh wow, well done, these are Uruk-hai pikes pushing all the way back here. That's very, very well done. What you often get is when you and your ally are lined up on top of each other, both of you will look at the situation and think, I need to fix that, and you'll both move, and you'll move on top of each other again, because it's just you're both trying to solve the situation as quickly as possible. But yeah, it looks like the Lorenan archers are moving forward to the fight. The Shield Maidens try to use up what's left of their ammo. Now, where are those Trolls going? Oh wait, are they climbing the ladder? Because Trolls can climb ladders. Oh, Shield Maidens over here. Actually, having victory is certain right now. I will normally give my Shield Maidens a melee upgrade, just because I feel that they're just one of these units that if you give them 1 point of melee upgrade, it just helps them massively. And they're doing all right here. They're very outnumbered now, but they're just there to take fire. Well, to allow their forces further back to open fire onto the backs of these Uruk-hai. But all in all, this area out here next to the Deeping Wall is falling. And those Kiran Amaroth's Rangers need to maybe open up, as it's a real mess. But no matter what, there's not been much pressure put on the main keep. It looks like Czech over here is just trying to oh, boys! What the hell happened? What the hell happened there? I don't know what happened. That's they didn't get shot. Oh god, I'm so sorry, Vengeful One. If anybody has a clue what the hell happened there, I would like that explained to me. Because yeah, that's weird. Probably at the end of the video, I might come back and I'll redo that moment just to try and work out. So that was 13,000 frames. I'll try and remember that. But yeah, anyway, Riddermark Axemen here though, if they were getting supported by that entire unit that just perished, they'd hold the line a lot better. But without that, they're going to be struggling, especially since the Helms Hammers have been pulled out, and the Helms Hammers are going to be quite badly beaten. There's only 17 of them now. We saw quite a few corpses. I know how much it sucks, but I think they need some more support up there. Those Eastmark Spears, they do have that little javelin of theirs. It'll do some good damage, but not much really. Not too much. It's not really as impressive as a lot of people like to think it is, but it's fun. It's a fun addition. Oh, these Uruk-hai pikes are they're running, but they're standing their ground. So it'd be a real shame if somebody was using ammunition on them. Uruk-hai Reavers probably coming back in for their third attack, but just massively outmatched by the Lorenan Warriors. Lorenan Warriors may be holding that big two-handed axe. You may think, oh, they can't parry with that thing surely, but no, they're elves, so they can do whatever they need to do and they'll parry you. But so these poor Uruk-hai Reavers are just totally outmatched in this confrontation. But they have their AP, and Lorenan forces do have a bit of armor on them. They're not quite like their Mirkwood kin, that you barely wear much armor. Pikes on walls is a risky thing to do, Temple. If they can get up and they can organize themselves, it can be devastating. But Okay, nope, that's fine. Well, see, this is what I think. I think that the ballista shot at the gate. It shot somewhere and it managed to just kill them all. But I don't know where it shot. That's the thing. Because it's just trying to fire away now. It's not going to be able to kill these guys. But, well, it could get a good... If it gets lucky, it'll blast right through something there. We'll have to see. A lot more Uruk-hai forces running away now, yeah. Oh, just getting pulled back. Hopefully those men stand. As I say, I understand why he did it. Maybe it was even a misclick. Who knows? But no, it was risky. And it's good that Temple is coming back from that. Lorenan Swordmasters here. We've suffered a lot of elven casualties, as we are at 42 for 42. So both sides of the coin, I guess. No, I was going to say the trolls are dead, but the trolls are still mostly alive. And the issue is, there's a lot of Rohirrim men left, and not a huge amount of elves left on the field. You can be as good as you... Well, you can be amazing. This is not the fight, especially when pikemen get in the back of you. Those poor Lorenan warriors are not going to last long. Outnumbered that badly and surrounded, yeah, they're going to be gone. And the Uruk-hai still have a lot of pikemen remaining. Kindred with ammunition though. So when they do start to push through these gaps, those Kindred are going to open up. Lorenan warriors finding their targets. Shield Maidens holding out their little axes. I think they've still got ammo. Because when they're in melee, a lot of them take out swords. I think all of them take out swords, maybe. But yep, so they're going to be volleying into whatever comes forward. But no, this is the attackers have done it in a smart way. I think generally beat the deeping wall first, and then focus more on the keep. But Czech is doing a very good job too at just little by little, carefully. Mid tier is over here as well, of course. And they're just little by little just killing some of these men, keeping the pressure over here, meaning that the defenders cannot focus entirely on one side. These Eastmark spears have arrived now, and as I said, their javelins are not the best, but they are armor piercing at the end of the day. They are javelins, and up against these fodder units like the Dunlending boys, they'll hurt them. So hopefully they'll be able to get those 2 javelins out and then just form a defensive line. But I don't know, the attackers are not looking like they're going to let them do it. So they need to be in defensive, well, guard mode even. No, it looks like the vengeful one's going to keep them back.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost.
Oh, this is the captain of the, oh yeah, the captain of the Riddermark Axemen. No, boys, come on. Oh, I was hoping they'd have like a heroic last stand over here, just cut off from the main line. They're fighting to the death now, though, which is good, because they wouldn't be getting back anyway, so even if they can just give a few more swings, that's beneficial. No, he's trying to make it out, but he's not gonna. Damn, poor dude. But saying that, they've still got quite a lot of men. They've still got the Guards of Orthanc and the Uruk-hai Berserkers, who, Guards of Orthanc don't do much damage, and the Berserkers don't have much defense, but side by side, they can help each other out. So we'll see if they get used in tandem. That'd be nice. The Naz-hai coming forward, the only true, in my mind, the only true elite infantry unit on the attackers' roster today. The Uruk-hai Berserkers are bloody powerful, but I still wouldn't call them a true elite, because they just have so many disadvantages. Oh gosh, please don't die at the hands of a Snaga skirmisher, my friend. He's almost made it, but he's got to walk through all this mob of Snaga skirmishers. And I don't think he's going to do that. Now, because the boys have been clever, and maybe they talk to each other about this, because you shouldn't destroy this section of wall. Because if you destroy this section of wall, it means that you cannot use this doorway, which means that you can't pop up here, and it cuts you down to just 2 attack routes through here and through the main gate, rather than 3 that you can have. But he's got some shield maidens, out of ammunition shield maidens, standing side by side with some Riddermark Axemen. They'll kill some stuff. They'll do an alright job. But and as I suspect, because he's got a very militia focus, I do suspect there's a lot of melee upgrades, maybe even some experience upgrades dotted around the Vengeful One's army. So Vengeful One was in my he was in my battle report from yesterday, which I recorded about an hour ago. So yeah. It was that free-for-all, 4-man free-for-all. Watchers of the Golden Wood coming forward. Now, of course, you've got the Kindred and you've got the Watchers. Lothlorien's not my faction. Not good. It's just, I'm just not good with them. But I do always aesthetically much prefer the Watchers to the Kindred. I think that they're just a very cool-looking unit. So, and they're very damn good. Right now, there's nothing really in front of them that can match them. And until really the Guards of Orthanc come forward. And even when the Uruk-hai Berserkers do come forward, they're going to come crashing down with that AP bloody, I guess, sword. You know, it's more of an axe than as a sword, but they're going to be crashing down with that. And these Watchers are, of course, incredibly skilled Elven sword masters. So they don't care about their armor piercing. They're going to defend it, just batter it away. And these pikes, oh god, those poor pikes are in a mess right now. Yeah, Czech has got them surrounded. It's not his fault, really. It's quite a nice little defensive trap that has been sprung. And I do think that we're going to see a bit of a massacre right there, especially with a few javelins coming out down from the Eastmark spears. It's not the entire force using their javelin. Oh, wow. Good. Arcing javelin. Arcing javelins is something you don't really see too often, and it's a good thing you don't see it too often, because it doesn't usually work out, but when you've got a bit of a blob like that, it can work sometimes. Kirin Amaroth Rangers, yeah, they do. I guess Lothlorien really does like their sword masters, don't they? Unlike most Rangers that just take out a little one-handed sword, the Kirin Amaroth Rangers are not happy enough with that, and they take out this two-handed weapon. And they are standing alongside the Lorenant warriors. That is a much more fearsome defense. And with just the Uruk-hai Reavers standing to try and push them out of it, it's not going to go okay. But there doesn't really seem to be a defense here, as the attackers are flooding on in. Kirin Amaroth Rangers coming to try and deal with them. But yeah, these pikes coming by themselves, yeah, like the problem with pikes is in an open field you can advance with pikes quite nicely, but advancing with pikes in a siege when they can't really form up properly is not too easy. You know, it's always nice to engage with some men at arms and then have the pikes follow, but I guess we don't have that many men at arms remaining. And saying that, it's actually going really well for them here. So the defenders need to get this clogged up, which they are doing, as another attack comes forward. The guards of Orthanc rely a lot on that armor. They don't have much in the way of defense. Well, they're a spearman at the end of the day, but I can't really say exactly what their defensive skill is. But a lot of that will get absorbed by, well, a lot of that is just going to be beaten by the high damage of the Lothlorien Axemen. But Lothlorien Axemen are not armor piercing at the end of the day. So Guards of Orthanc should do okay here. But as I said, I really wanted to see the Guards of Orthanc fighting alongside the Berserkers. And we're going to see that. Good stuff. So Cheka is coming forward. He's using them in tandem, which, as I say, I think that's the best thing for it. Helms Hammers are still standing by, pretty badly wounded, but Helms Hammer backing up some Westmark Marshals. That's not going to be fun. Definitely some good quality units there. But some more support is going to be needed there. A bit of up and over fire from the Lothlorien men, but no, we can't get a good arc there. They've clogged up this passageway now, and that's another decent route there. That looks like Czech Norris. Probably Czech Norris that just went down. Then pushing them back here. Yeah, Uruk-hai Berserkers sent forward this area too. It's nice to use them once the enemy's used up most of their ammunition, especially these axes. Imagine having a nice, well, not so much well experienced. He's probably not that old, but he's you know, a very, very powerful Uruk-hai Berserker just charging toward the front line, and then a Rohan sword, a shield maiden just yeets an axe into his skull. It's just, yeah, that would not be a great end for something so powerful. The trolls. The trolls came down through there. Yeah, it's a very small door for the trolls, but they can just jump off the wall, no doubt. And that's good. That's definitely going to throw the defenders into a bit of panic. We need to get these sort of Riddermark Axemen and the Lothlorien warriors to mix it up with them. Poor Uruk-hai Reaver's broken from somewhere. I think they probably broke from the front line and managed to run through here, or ran down through one of the gateways. So they're just going to be, probably, the issue is when you've got a unit routing nearby other units, it can be a bit scary. But the trolls don't worry about that, they're locked morale. Oh, this is a nice blob here, but there's not really much in the way of ranged power to punish it. So little by little it's piercing through. Even the Watchers of the Golden Wood really struggling. As I say, this is what I've been wanting to see. Just the Guards of Orthanc working side by side with the Uruk-hai Berserkers is a nice mix. And we need something else to come in there and sort it out. I don't think we've got anything more to throw at them. There were no Elder Council, sorry, not Elder. Oh, a Medicelled Guard, fantastic. Yeah, this is what you want to see. Oh, Kindred firing up and over. They do, and the Lothlorien archers are still got their ammunition. They're firing into the enemy archers, though. I wouldn't be wanting that. I think that they're not really too much of a threat for you. Even if you can't get a great shot right now, I'd probably hold their fire. But I guess he's kind of just wanting to try and use up their ammunition so that then he can throw them into the fight where they're needed in melee. Because they're about to break through at the gate. And once they break through at the gate, these defenders over here, the Naz High, the trolls are just about dead. Only 3 trolls remaining. More Eastmark spears coming forward, but as I say, they're not going to hold the line for too long, especially not without an armor upgrade. Riddermark Axemen prepared to come on in, but what do we have left? Some men that have returned from routing, really scraps. Some Kirin Amroth Rangers there. Damn, they're shooting sort of over at the archers again. And the Medicelled Guard. The Medicelled Guard will be messy in melee for sure, but they're not quite capable of dealing with the likes of the Naz High. Okay, good. This is yeah, I think it's now or never really to send forward the Westmark Marshals and the Helms Hammers. It's actually turned against the attackers here, big time. As this Berserker Orthanc force is getting beaten. The pike's not really able to fill in properly, and unfortunately Czech Norris is trying his trying his best, but he can't really get a good javelin shot from here. I always hate this, my least favourite thing about Helms Deep, just the fact, because I do talk about all the time how much I really like to just move the ram after I've busted open a gate, but you can't pick it up. He sort of gets bugged out. Mid-tier is just doing what he can with his archers. But to be honest, I would be so tempted to just come forward in force with all of my archers, you know, all those units of archers there, and yeah, that's all you can really muster. And the berserkers maybe too, and just take that wall, and then you have a wall that you can, you know, blast or whatever you want on. But I don't know, maybe it's a bit silly. The Kindred here, going toe to toe with the trolls, yeah, and the Naz High. So that's a pretty good thing to just try and counter them with. But little by little, those Naz High are going to be breaking through this. There's the Kindred there. Yeah, the Kindred could go toe-to-toe with them unless the trolls really hurt the Kindred. And I think... Oh, now it's back to victory for the forces of Isengard. Helm's Hammers, they're not really properly in the fight right now, it doesn't look like. Now, this is the issue because, of course, those... it does look like Czech has specifically targeted the Helm's Hammers with his Uruk-hai Berserkers. You're seeing a lot of them fighting away against them. And the Helm's Hammers are not going to be enjoying that fight. This is a very good unit to counter them, and their own AP, their own big old hammer, is going to be breaking ribs. But the Uruk-hai Berserkers are enduring creatures that don't really rely on armor to keep them alive. They rely on their brute strength and their adoration. I would say that the Uruk-hai love Saruman. I don't think that's too far off the mark. A lot of these Riddermark archers though. And that's the same unit, and then there's a unit over here which has got 43. At the end of the day, they can be thrown in. They have some semblance of armor. They can hold the line, and up against the scraps of the enemy, they'll probably beat them. Eastmark Spear's actually doing really well. I'm really chuffed to bits with them. Maybe I don't know. I just never. I really appreciate the quality approach of Rohan's infantry. I just love the quality, you know, units, the Westmark units overall. That's why this, what Vengeful One's doing here would be, I could not do that. I would want to be I'd want to be the King's Guard in a lower friendly fight. You know, I'd want to be all the Westmark men even. And yeah, this would be something I couldn't really hack. But he's been using his militia very well and fighting within their means. And the Beast Mode has, Beast Mode on has made up for everywhere that he would be kind of lacking. You know, taking on the real elites of the enemy. Saying that though, the Helm's Hammers themselves have done an amazing job alongside these Westmark Marshals. And the Guards of Orthanc have shown their extreme staying power on the front line. They may not, they'll never rack up that many kills. You should never expect many kills from a spearman. You can never really expect many kills from any sort of men-at-arm, but as well after that. But yeah, it's you know, they hold very well. Dunleaning veterans are kind of just chilling out. They're not going to return from routing, which if they were going to return from routing, they would have done it by now. So they're just kind of standing around, but that's fair. Just a bit shell-shocked. The Naz High really struggling now. This is when you just sort of see the endurance of the elves. These Kindred have been fighting and running around non-stop, and they're warmed up. It's like, yeah, this fight has only just started for them, whereas the Naz High are exhausted. And that is one of the strengths of the elves that people don't really consider sometimes when it comes to a siege. The dwarves are pretty enduring too, to be honest. Riddermark archers, yeah, this is good. Vengeful One is getting quite aggressive with his boys, because worst case scenario, those Uruk-hai archers start shooting your Riddermark archers. But in all honesty, you'd much prefer that. I love how close these guys are together. It's just like they're staring each other down, but in reality, like just that one step, it splits them up, and they're not able to fight, which is fair. It's just the limitations of the game. And yeah, so mid-tier is able to get a good shot into these Riddermark archers, but you'd much prefer them to really shoot them. Maybe that didn't really turn out as well as I would have expected it to. Vengeful One's coming forward with some Eastmark Axemen though. They'll be able to take a bit more fire, since they do have a bit of a shield. How is the main assault on the gate doing? Uruk-hai pikes really struggling now, and it seems to just be a bit of a grind, but little by little the defenders are kicking these guys out. Helm's Hammer's down to 8 though, and after that Czech just doesn't have, he's got his ballista crew, the ballista's still got ammunition, but I don't know what they'll be able to do with it. That's crazy. Oh, look at that. It's like a switch to like a burnt wood texture. Huh, really cool. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely like meant to be a wood texture. Cool. Well, I wonder why it does that. Anyway, so the the Isengard Ballista, Helm's Deep is a tough place to use it. What you can do with it sometimes is bring it over here, where it can get a shot right down through there, which really dissuades the enemy from defending in this manner. But it's tough to get that. It really isn't easy to aim that properly. So and it's quite easy then to just step out of the way of it. So it's maybe not the whoa. See what happened there? Why did they were all just walking up there and then they just died? I don't know, man. Oh God! Why? I don't know why people are just dying. I don't know. The hotfix can't come fast enough, boys. It's coming soon, but all of these men just having... All the Rohan men, they just all died too. What the heck's going on here? It's like people are just having heart attacks in Helm's Deep today. I don't know. No, I won't be going to go back to examine it all, unfortunately. That would just sort of stretch out the video unnecessarily. Like, you don't want to jump in, you don't want to see a video that's, oh wow, a 1 hour and a half siege of Helm's Deep, and then realize that I just spent the last 20 minutes speculating about how some people are having heart attacks. So we'll cut that off. But really, if anybody knows why that's happening, is it just goofy old Helm's Deep things, or what is the matter? Because I would like to know. Is that one? No, there's still 28 of the Rangers still alive. As we've got about 5,000 frames left. Those Uruk-hai pikes jabbing away, but just up against the skill of the elves, the pikes just don't do enough damage. You know, it really is like parry, as the elves close in and close in and close in, just Terminator style parrying away your pike, you know, stabs or thrusts, I should say. The announcer's pretty happy about their chances right now, down to 6 Helm's Hammers. So yeah, the AP, well, the heavy armor of the Helm's Hammers as well is just not going to be pierced. What it will definitely get pierced by, though, is that ballista, which it took me way too long to actually see the ballista. So we'll see what they can achieve with that. As I say, it seems to just be Czech is... No, sorry, that's... yeah, it's Czech. Czech is just going to try what he can with it. I do like the Dunlending veterans. They're quite cool little cool units. Poor Dunlending boys really get a... They get a pretty crap stick in Tolkien's lore, but hey... Actually, well, they're treated really fairly after the Battle of Helm's Deep. It's, you know, the men of Rohan are really quite kind to them, in all honesty. Isengard Ballista is trying to fire, and it looks like they're... Yep, I don't blame them. Just get back from that. You don't wanna risk that, because one nice shot there right through that line could have changed this game. Uruk-hai archers coming screaming forward. The bloody Riddermark archers fighting to the death, but that's... Oh, that's a lot of them. Ouch. Oh, God. Oh, frick. That's not fun. If they came up and they held their composure, that would have been very different. Eastmark Axemen coming forward now. Yeah, it's too bad. That's a lot of men just taken out there from routing. Because they would have been... these archers would have just been backstabbed and massacred, I think. Still 45 Uruk-hai Berserkers up against, at this point, some very heavily damaged Kindred who are suffering, you know, defeat is certain there. Is that a general or is that a Naz-hai? There's still 4 Naz-hai on the field as well. Of course, the Berserkers are locked morale. The Naz-hai are locked morale. The Kindred? I don't know if the Kindred are or not. I think they'll fight until they'll probably fight until the last, even if they aren't locked morale. But the Watch of the Golden Wood coming up now, and a few beast modes reinforcements arriving, or yeah, some men from the gate. Vengeful One's got a handful of scraps left, but no, nothing really to change things too much. Westmark Marshals coming on up, just to battle it up against the Ballista crew. The Medicilled Guard really struggling here. I think it's probably the Javelin Fire. Yeah. Oh, good man. Just a few Helm's Hammers. Just 3 Helm's Hammers, of course, that banner carrier. He's got a little axe there, but that axe will be AP because he's part of the Helm's Hammers unit. So he'll just be smashing into these units. Oh, damn. Oh, wait, no, he's getting up. He's getting up. Good stuff. Ah, this poor guy went down, though. Just need to stop them from firing, because as long as they get stopped from firing, the Medicilled Guard should mop their way through this. The Ballista, at this point, yeah, no, I would stop mucking about with Ballista at this point and just get the crew in. Just try to kill what I could. And he's actually, yeah, he's managed to, yeah, well done check, but because every volley is going to count. Well, I guess I'm talking about AP there. It isn't really going to matter. The AP is, of course, not going to be mattering too much against the poor slave skirmishers there, but they'll die all the same. I don't know if the Snaga skirmishers have any armor value. Yeah, but oh damn, they're getting some good kills here. Sometimes those little slaves are the strongest forces on the field. I don't know what happened to the minimap there. It went wild. Oh god, it's going a bit weird. Yeah, let's. Yep. Yeah, no, that is working. It's just all the units are so small at this point. It's we're down to 91 for 87. So the Uruk-hai do actually outnumber them right now, but I think that's probably the Snaga and such that are a big part of that. These Lorinan archers are going to be slicing through them without issue, and that's an Uruk-hai general drop there. I suspect that's probably no. I think that was a Naz High general. So it was not mid-tier, it was Temple, I think, was the elite army. Riddermark archers coming forward. Huron Amaroth rangers are ready to jump into the fight, and I think that'll be more than enough to deal with what's left of the Uruk-hai berserkers. At the gate, a lot. Oh, good stuff. 1 Eastmark axeman coming back from routing, just to clash into this. Good little slashes going on here from some Riddermark archers. They're in guard mode. This is a pretty smart plan. You know, there's no point trying to fight back against that. You're just not going to be able to do it. So just keep on throwing. Just keep on throwing. I'm surprised their morale is holding. That's quite impressive. But that is one army entirely broken. Another admitted defeat. Czech Norse is the last of the attackers remaining. I don't blame him for just wanting to fight to the last. But he's not going to be lasting too much longer. As the elves over here, actually saying that, no. Oh, I guess when somebody, it was when Temple ended up routing, he admitted defeat. So it was mid-tier is still on the field as well, with his 4 berserkers. Pretty damn close. Yeah, really damn close. When it comes to these very like lore heavy fights, when you do have to sort of theme your armies, I don't like you can never really take that too competitively. Like that was amazing. I really enjoyed that one. Like this is why I love to play Third Age Total War. It's not that I think that Third Age Total War, it's not just that I think Third Age Total War is a very good competitive wow, very good stuff there. Well done, team. It's a great like competitive atmosphere, and has really nailed balance quite nicely. It's also for these sorts of fights where you do kind of throw balance out the window. You do kind of throw this idea of competitive play away for a little while, and I mean, we can see how even it really was. It was pretty damn even. This guy's just sort of stun locked there, the poor dude. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Oh well, but yeah, it's so I really do enjoy these sorts of things, and I think that everybody really gave it their all. Good stuff. Well done, Snaga. Just sort of holding their line there. Let's probably just speed it up, because I think it's fair enough that mid tier wants to just fight out to the last here, but I think you will admit defeat in a minute, or break to a bit of fire, or when these guys approach. I don't know what it'll be. Yeah, I don't blame them for running from the Kindred. Is it going to be one clash? Are they going to... Yeah, one of them died, and it just sort of got absolutely like brutalized by those 2 Elven Blades. We'll have a zoom through Beast Mode's kills. Yeah, okay, so that is Lothlorien's sign. I thought... I'm just being silly. I thought that was Mirkwood's sign in the last battle. Watchers of the Golden Wood. Oh, that was interesting. I just always put my general in the Kindred. I don't know, like I just kind of view like I'm dumb. Like that's I'm just like that. The Watchers are almost 200 kills, nice, and they still had a good few men left. They definitely could have held the line a while longer. The Rangers there, as I said, like they kind of, it's tough to get a great shot on Helms Deep. Like when they burst open a point, that's weird. So the minimap, oh wow, the minimap changes. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. Anyway, sorry, distracted. Yeah, it's tough to get like a good arc. The only place you can really do that is in by the Deeping Wall. You know, if they do burst through or something like that. And Lothlorien archers there. Wow, 241 is incredible. That was really well done from them. A lot of that would have been a melee too, you know. So it was nice. I'm sure that these guys probably received a lot of melee upgrades as well, and maybe even some experience. Any experience? Experience gained throughout the fight, but no experience was given. So no, nice stuff. Or maybe it was, and it just wasn't lost. That's the only way you can really tell. Then the Swordmasters there. Nice stuff, very good. Yeah, 148, very good. You'd kind of want more than... Oh, yeah, you'd want more than 78, but you'd also not want more than half of your unit to get blown up by a cart. So that's fair. The Kindred there, 124, but they were nice up against the Nazhai, the Berserkers, and the Trolls. I was really impressed with them. Lothlorien Warriors, nice. Oh wow, damn, nice, 161. And then the Lothlorien Axemen there, 260. Cheaper sick. Very good stuff. As I say, very, very nice. Rohan there by the Vengeful One. Great army. Loved it. It's really not how I play Rohan, so like I would have really struggled to use a lot of those units. I really love the Rohan Elite. So yeah, no, very nicely handled. And mid tier, so he had a pretty decent army, I think. Out of all of them, mid tier is probably how I would construct an attacking army. The closest, I'd say. So I think he did very well, and especially he also had to pay for the Fire Forthag, which is more of a flavor weapon. You know, you wouldn't take that if you really, really wanted to win. You know. And then, but it really did well for itself today. It killed a bunch of Lothlorien Swordmasters, so hey, you can't complain too much. Opened up 2 gaps. Hey, why not? Temple there. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really liked his army too. That was fun. And it's very tough to not have any sort of fodder. That would have been very challenging. Maybe slightly too early using the pikes. But, you know, he didn't really have that many men to play with. Like you can see, he's got almost 1,000 less men that mid tier had. So, you know, he does reach a point where he's either going to be just sitting back or not. Check there, and he kind of had the mix boys. I really like to take like a really heavy Dunlending army sometimes when I play Isengard, like just try to basically pretend I'm playing as Dunland. And I know we have a Dunland faction, but hey, you know, what are you going to do? And that was kind of what he did. He was Dunland with the auxiliaries. Sucks that he couldn't really use his skirmishers properly. Like, he just couldn't get them into a great position. That's just the way it goes. If he had managed to get his skirmishers on the wall or something like that, that would have been a bloodbath. But yeah, so this was a really fun one. Once again, if those moments when people were just dying, like if somebody could try and explain that to me, like why is that happening, I'd really appreciate that. And thank you guys very much.